I got a plea for help a couple of days ago from Brisbane Wildlife Transporters. Now, they're a volunteer group that rescues and transports wildlife from vet surgeries to carers in and around Brisbane and also beyond. Now, Taryn is one of the volunteer coordinators who joins me for the next few minutes. Afternoon, Taryn.
Hey, Arthur. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Now, tell me why you need a hand. What's going on? What's happened?
Well, basically, every year between late August and about March, we get hit with an influx of wildlife, and this is usually baby birds and possums and reptiles, and this is because their breeding season is spring and summer, but also because it's not just the babies that we get, but all the birds are being very territorial, all the possums are being territorial due to like nesting sites and whatnot and competing for food. And then you've got all the reptiles waking up, so it's a really full-on busy time of year for us. And what the problem is that when members of the public find these injured or orphaned animals, with the best of intentions, they usually take them to a general practice vet surgery. And whilst in a way it's a good thing that they're at least getting them somewhere safe, the problem is that most vet surgeries just don't have the resources, the time, the staff, or even sometimes the knowledge to deal with wildlife. So they end up sitting there, often they're very unwell or they're injured, they're in pain, they're scared, not getting the care and attention they need. So we really need to get them to the right place as quickly as possible to ensure their survival.
So coming into your busiest period, as you mentioned, what are your volunteer numbers like at the moment, and how many more people do you need?
We've got about 50 volunteer drivers, and we have an assortment of roles as well aside from the driving. But the problem is that because a lot of these volunteers are people that they have busy lives like everyone does, they can't always help. So some of them might volunteer once or twice a year. Others will put their hand up every couple of days. And so it's really, whilst the nature of it is relaxed and it's quite good that we can keep people on the list because of that, because there's no expectation to be available, it also means that, we don't always have people to do the jobs, or we don't have people maybe in the time frame that would help with that animal's survival. So ideally what we need to do is get as many people as we possibly can. I would love there to be thousands, because then the chance of someone being available instantly, it gets higher and higher. So we're really aiming to just get as many people as we possibly can on board.
Brisbane's 96.5, and I'm with Taryn from Brisbane Wildlife Transporters. Desperate need for volunteer drivers to help move injured wildlife from one place to another. Taryn, just explain to me, if you wouldn't mind, how the service works. So I get a call and then we go from there. So how does it work exactly?
Yes, well, actually, unless someone specifically requests to be called, we send out group text messages. It's just more, it's just time saving, basically. So we will have when people write to us to say they'd like to help, we phone them and we interview them, and every now and then we'll have a meet and greet as well. And they just tell us basically what role they would like to do. So if it's something like driving, we just basically send them an information booklet about what's involved, but it is, you use your own car. So you will receive a text message, and in quiet times of the year, you might not hear from us for days or weeks at a time, but certainly between spring and summer, we can send, between a couple of texts to 15 texts a day, so you're basically getting alerts whenever there's a request for a transport. So you'll get a text message, and then if you write back and say, yes, I can help, then we will send you the details, the pick-up and the drop-off location.
A lot of coordination involved. People are expected to use their own vehicle, as you just mentioned. Is there any reimbursement for travel, petrol, things like that at all for volunteers?
No, unfortunately not at this stage. We would absolutely love that. I mean, if there's, any corporations listening at the moment, we would love sponsorship, because it would be wonderful to be able to do that.
Taryn, if you don't get the assistance that you desperately need, what happens?
Well, the long and short of it is, unfortunately, that animals die. They die because they're waiting too long to get the assistance that they require. And the sad thing about this is that they might just need to go to a carer's house that's, 20 minutes away. But, without being able to get there, they're not going to get the right treatment.
Brisbane's 96.5 and with Taryn from Brisbane Wildlife Transporters. Look, thank you so much for sharing the need with us this afternoon. The best way for people to get in touch with you if they would like to volunteer with the organisation?
Yeah, they can find us on Facebook under the same name, Brisbane Wildlife Transporters. We also have a website. It's BrisWildTrans.org, or just Google us.